Well, I'm meteorologist Christine Gormley, and happy Friday. We had some issues with the mic earlier, so we had to restart the live. But getting into today's stuff, so recap, today we're going to talk, we've got a lot on the agenda today, by the way. We're going to recap yesterday's storms. We did have 2 5-star maps, and Texas and Southeast risk again today. We've got a chance for large hail damaging winds and a few tornadoes possible. And we're going to talk about our upcoming pattern, what next week looks like for you guys across the area. So upcoming events, we're in the middle of an event right now in Dallas. It goes till tomorrow. There's a discount code TRACE. You can go to our Facebook page and get all that information if you guys want to go. If you haven't signed up, maybe go to the last day. So getting into yesterday's recap of some of our 5-star maps yesterday. This is from Corinth, Little Elm, and Frisco, Texas area. Max size was 3 inches. Homes impacted were about 81,731. So very large hail for this area in Texas, north of the DFW area, north of the metro, near Frisco. Taking a zoomed in look here, you can see we've got this swath here, and all of this was a 5-star map, 3-inch max size hail just near Lake Dallas and just southeast of Denton. So if you guys want to get some of these maps, you can scan that QR code at the top, go to our website. Here's what some of that hail looked like near Frisco. That is an orange right there, so to put that into perspective, it's pretty large hail in that area. So going on to the next one near the St. Louis metro area, we've got O'Fallon and Missouri and Glen Carbon, Illinois as well. Max size was 3.25. Total homes impacted 305,832. So here's what that map looks like for you guys in this area, O'Fallon. That was a 5-star map for the area. So here's what our 3-star map looked like. Madison, Westfield, Indiana, Dry Ridge, Kentucky. Max size was about 2 inches, 120,000, a little over 120,000 homes were impacted. And like I said, if you guys want any more information about these maps, scan that QR code, go to our website, request some more information, and we'll get that to you guys. And here's what that hail looked like near Frisco. Again, in the area, I do believe this one was actually near St. Louis. So, but that is some pretty large hail in the area, some pretty large 5-star maps and wide, pretty large area. So here's what our storm reports looked like yesterday, and there was a record yesterday. There were 685 storm reports in total yesterday, 501 hail reports, and this was a record that we set yesterday across the country, record from March 12th, 2012. On that day, there was about 469 hail reports, just to put that into perspective. And now we just capped 500, over 500, 501 hail reports for Thursday, March 14th, yesterday. So it covers a wide area. We had storm reports all the way down to north of Dallas, southeast Oklahoma, and all the way up to Ohio yesterday. So it was a pretty large area of storms that fired up yesterday. Lots of hail reports in this area in the southeast, and a tornado report also for just north of Dallas in the Frisco area, and that hail that did give us that 5-star map as well. And then moving up to the Dayton area in Ohio, just north of Dayton, there's 7 tornadoes here that were reported just in the north part of north of Dayton in Ohio yesterday, along with all of those hail reports and wind reports. And then moving a little further south in Louisville, there was some one tornado report and some wind and hail reports too in that area. And then down in Huntsville, Alabama, North Alabama, lots of wind reports and hail reports as well in that area. So lots of hail reports. Lots of hail reports and lots of reports just in general yesterday. So that was a record that we broke. So right now there was this severe thunderstorm that was severe warned, but now it's not. It's moving into the Dallas area, and that's not going to that's starting to kind of fall apart. So I'm not really worried about that right now. And then moving into the southeast, there's this cluster of storms that's starting to, in a line of storms that's starting to make their way into Jackson, Mississippi, crossing Highway 55 there, and that is kind of starting to fall apart, but the wind and some isolated chance for hail in some of these isolated, discrete, supercell thunderstorm areas is where the threat is going to be today for hail and even some tornadoes possible. So that's what's going on right now. Nothing severe warned right now in these areas, but this is all kind of due to this low pressure system to our southwest, bringing in lots of enhanced flow aloft, and that's what's really driving some of the storms too, along with the surface moisture and surface thermodynamics. But anyway, so today this is what our hail forecast looks like for today. San Antonio and Austin, you guys are kind of under the gun today for large hail, damaging winds, damaging hail, and maybe even some tornadoes this afternoon. That is something that could, definitely the chance for hail is a lot higher than tornadoes, but it cannot be ruled out. So San Antonio, you're in a high risk for some pretty large hail this afternoon, later on today, and that's going to kind of move along I-10 east toward Houston, and moving into the southeast risk today, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, Meridian, and Greenville. You guys can all, and anywhere in between there, you have a chance to see slightly less, the significance of the hail is a lot less, but an inch to an inch and 3/4 is possible in this area, and the winds are definitely going to be what is the main threat in this area, as there's more linear form of storms moving through the southeast today. So here's what that wind threat looks like for you guys today. 58 to 73 mile per hour winds are possible anywhere in this area, and moving on into the southeast as well. I'd say moderate to high chance for some high winds today in the southeast today with that line of storms, and that cluster just moving through the southeast really makes it favorable for high winds. So tornado threat today, it's a low to moderate, but it's definitely not zero. I would say low to moderate today for those of you in San Antonio and further south as well, even further south than this. That's where some of the discrete cells and thunderstorms are going to start to move later on today. And really, as you move along I-10 towards Houston, Houston's not in the risk, but anywhere between Houston and San Antonio where we will see those isolated thunderstorms, maybe even supercells go up, there's a chance to maybe see a tornado. So same thing goes for the southeast. There's a lot lower chance for the southeast, a lot more issues with the storm mode and ingredients in the southeast today, but like I said, can't rule it out. So here's what we're talking for San Antonio today. Max hail size 2.5, and chance of at least 1 inch of hail is pretty high, and then over an inch and 3/4 is moderate to high as well. Between now and this evening, it really goes till from now into this evening as well. I did not update those times, but it really, all of this is from now until this evening. So this is Austin, 2-inch max hail size today. That's moderate chance. You guys do have a little lower chance to see some large hail than Austin, or I should say San Antonio, excuse me. And chance of 1-inch hail is low to moderate, and then greater than that is moderate as well. So here's what that instability looks like. This is what we look at for severe storms. One of the things that we look at for this, and here's where it's very moist, very unstable in the risk area today, in the San Antonio area and the Austin area too. The Austin area is more on the edge of it, but you guys could still see some of that. And this is what that looks like as it progresses this afternoon and this evening. It's going to move further south, and that's when that potential will move south as well, for there to be some stronger storms to move south on 35. So here's starting the clock at about 2:30. We've got these storms going up just east of San Antonio, moving east along Highway 10, moving towards Houston this evening, and then we can see those isolated cells that kind of pop up around this area between San Antonio and Houston, and that's where we could potentially see the most the highest chance to see some pretty large hail in that area. And if we can get anything rotating, you could see a brief tornado as well in that area. And that's what we're kind of keeping track of here in this area, moving along 35 just south of San Antonio, moving southeast and east in this region, along 35 in far south Texas. So anywhere we can see those isolated supercells, isolated activity, that's when the chance for large hail really ramps up. So moving into the southeast for today at 2 p.m., we can see this line of storms just south of Jackson and moving across the state. That's what's going to that's kind of what's going on right now too, and that's what's going to ramp up the winds and the wind chances. And then we can see some isolated activity, kind of the same thing going on further south of Montgomery, closer to the border of Florida and Alabama over there. There's a little bit more that is uncertain about the environment in the southeast this afternoon and this evening, but hail chances are there for sure, and even some wind gusts also, and tornadoes a little bit lower for the southeast today. But that's going to move on and really start to cluster going into this evening, and then the severe threat is going to diminish after around 7 o'clock this evening. So for tomorrow, there's another chance for hail, but it's a lot lower end for the San Antonio, Austin, and Houston area, anywhere in this kind of in this swath region, but it's not as high of a risk right now, and it's not going to be as severe as today. So tomorrow, that tornado forecast is also kind of tornado chances is really low, but it's still there in San Antonio and pretty much anywhere in this region. We could see some isolated activity. If we can get something to really form and initiate, then that rotation, if that rotation is there, then we could see some tornadoes, but that's not going to be widespread or anything like that. Also, the winds are going to could be gusting to 60 miles per hour anywhere where we do see that isolated activity. So moving forward into next week and this weekend, and just like what the overall pattern looks like here in the next several days out, here's what that looks like. So here's that low pressure system right now, or this evening, but that's where it is right now, and that's what's really ramping up the severe risk for today and tomorrow, and that's going to kind of move through the area slowly today into tomorrow, give us that chance again for some severe storms over the weekend for Saturday. And then Sunday kind of gets quiet. So we have this other low pressure system right here that's bringing in colder temperatures. Cold front moves through for much of the Ohio Valley and the Midwest and even parts of the Southeast, and may even ramp up another chance for severe weather just along the coast here and then Sunday and Monday, mostly for Sunday. But that's going to move out, and then we kind of have a ridging pattern going on and kind of a quiet pattern next week in the plains and in Texas. And then midway through the week, we've got a short wave trough is what we call it, but that's just an area of instability moving through the area next week. But right now we're not looking at anything that far out, and we'll definitely keep you guys posted and updated. And if you have any questions or you want to get one of our maps from yesterday or just in general, you can contact us. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or TikTok. And you can also call us at 855-334-4245. You can send us an email at info@hailtrace.com or go to our website at hailtrace.com. We'll definitely give you guys a demo, give you guys purchase any map. If you want to purchase any maps from yesterday or today later on, we'll definitely provide that for you. So have a great weekend.